What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the Slugfest. It's your boy Gus. I got my boy Rich in the building. Rich, what's going on, big dog? How you feeling?
What's up, man? What's happening, everybody, man? Ready to talk boxing?
Hey, apologize for not being able to go live this Sunday past. We had the holidays. I went out of town, so I wanted to make sure we got this episode in this week. So it is Wednesday at 12:40, and we're gonna dive into some boxing, man. Like boxing is action packed. Last couple of weeks we've had some really good fights, and this upcoming week we definitely got a major showdown that we're gonna jump into with that Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. Already off to a banging start, and the fight ain't even popped off yet. The press ain't even popped off yet, so we're gonna dive right into that. And right after this, we'll be right back, and we're gonna do a deep dive into it.
I'ma need an encore. Scream to your throat sore. Why you think I ain't the go for a king on his 10 toes? At the top, you on the 10th floor. It's over, holla 10-4. I'ma need an encore. My swag, you would die for. You can quit, but no, I won't. Diamonds on my neck, make the scandal let you lie for. Haters think it die slow. I'ma need an encore. I'ma need an encore. I'ma need an encore.
Yo, we back. What's happening, big dog?
What's up, man?
I can't call it, man. A whole lot of shit going on in boxing, man. About to do a deep dive, but I know you saw that fight Saturday, man. Lomachenko, Kambosos. Pretty much the whole world pretty much predicted what the outcome was going to be, but I thought it might be a little bit rougher. But what's your thoughts on what happened Saturday, man? Down in Australia, in the Down Under.
I mean, what was supposed to happen in Kambosos got shown that he's not the top elite tier at 135, and he never was that or nothing like that. And if I'm not mistaken, he retired. So Lomo retired him, and I guess Lomo's either setting up a Shakur fight or a Tank Davis fight here in the near future. But other than that, I mean, it went how it's supposed to go. I mean, everybody knew what it was, but there's always that slight chance in boxing of an upset. But if everything was right, like how it was and Lomo put on a masterclass display. Like, I mean, he's a once in a lifetime type fighter with that type of, like, you just don't see it every day. You don't see it every year. Every 5 years they come along, and just got to acknowledge it. And Kambosos, it was a bad night for him to be in there with that type of fighter, man. I mean, but Lomo, he did what he was supposed to do. It wasn't nothing that surprised anyone, other than how crisp and nice Lomo actually looked. Like, he came out there, that was the best Lomo we've seen in a couple fights. But I don't know if it was the best Lomo or one of the worst Kambosos that could be in the ring with him. So, but now, I mean, typical results. Hey, man, I think you muted your mic. Yeah.
Hey, I've been sitting here talking the whole time. Appreciate that. But I was saying, I think the fight kind of turned out how everybody in the world pretty much expected it to. Your boy Kambosos, he just wasn't ready for that level of talent. That was just too much talent that was in the ring with him. But I thought he would muck it up, man. Make it kind of like 80s basketball when the Pistons and the New York Knicks used to play against the Chicago Bulls. They knew they didn't have the talent to mess with Jordan, but at the end of the day, they knew they were going to make it a fight. I'm going to muck it up. I'm going to make it nasty. And I figured Kambosos would come out and do the same thing, but Kambosos came out trying to counter shot, trying to, like, he was the more talented guy, and like, I'm going to make Loma fight my fight, but Loma's too skilled for that, He was using angles, pressure fighting them. He was picking them apart, catching them with everything. I mean, pretty much all every round that Kambosos I think what lasted to the 11th round. He pretty much destroyed him for 11 straight rounds, and no contest whatsoever. So Kambosos, he had that one-hit wonder fight with Teofimo Lopez. It gave him a little bit of glory. He was able to make a lot of money based off of their fight. Undisputed, depending on how you look at it and who you ask. But at the end of the day, he held all the belts. So, I mean, I think Kambosos at the end of the day, he overachieved, man. Was able to get in the ring with, Devin Haney a couple times, get in with Lomachenko, got in with Teofimo. These are guys that, in the near future could be looked at as some of the best in this era. And, I think he should just be happy that he graced the square circle with them guys. But it turned out how I pretty much expected it to.
Yeah, I mean, Kambosos. I was upset we're even talking about him. He never should have been in the position he should have been in. T.O. had an off night, and this is when we get fighters like a George Kambosos. I feel like it also exposed Devin Haney's resume even more in my book. Because, I mean, the biggest fight he had, the biggest victory he had at 135 that wasn't arguable was the George Kambosos. So it's like, okay. But he was never like that. And I just felt like it was the T.O. fight that got him in the limelight. He should have never been in the ring with Devin Haney in the first place. But here we are.
Yeah, I don't think it exposes Devin no type of resume. I mean, you can only fight who's in front of you. George went out there and got the belts. If T.O. had won, hopefully we would have saw Devin and T.O. and what the outcome of that would have been. But, I mean, the other man don't hold up his end of the bargain. Ain't nothing you can do about it. It's kind of like when Tyson was supposed to fight Holyfield 2 or 3 years prior to when they actually fought, and then he went out there and got beat by Buster Douglas. It's just kind of like an upset of the century. And, derailed the big matchup that we were supposed to see. Something else I thought was interesting, we had another situation with the judges in the early fight. I think my guy's name is Maloney. And pretty much everybody that was watching, the commentators, everybody was talking about how Maloney was pretty much winning this fight. And then we get down to the judges, and the judges go the opposite way with it. And it was funny as hell because Maloney came out on the mic and just pretty much retired on the spot, told everybody, hey, I'm done with this, man. I'm done with boxing. If I can't get the decisions I want, you come out here, you do a hard count, you try to put on a show in front of everybody. I got a torn bicep. And then at the end of the day, I feel like I'm getting robbed. So, just another small blackout that happened. Luckily, it wasn't in a huge fight that a lot of the fans were banking on, but just something to also keep a look at. I wouldn't be surprised if in the near future, especially with the Saudis getting involved and we're getting a lot of fights in one spot, and he almost taken off the role as like a commissioner to a certain extent. It's kind of moving that way. Maybe we'll get a different way of how these fights are judged, or at least holding these judges accountable at some point in time in the future.
I mean, I don't see it changing no time soon. I mean, every fight, no matter what it is, we always get one judge that completely sees it in a spectrum that it can't even be judged on and stuff like it did. Like every fight, and when it stands out is when that dumb judge, his fucking choice or outcome of seeing the fight dictates the winner and whose hand is raised. But I don't see it stopping. And if they wanted it to stop, they'd have more than 3 judges ringside. It'd be a 5-judge system, 4-judge system, or something like that. But as long as there's 3 judges ringside, it kind of like it puts it in favor of who paid who more. Because all it takes is me to be like, nah.
I think Rich popped out on us and get him back in.
But yeah, I mean, like I don't see it changing no time soon until the system changes. It seems like the promotional event supporter fighter is more his fighter is more favored. Heck, and we even seen it in Saudi Arabia with their last fighter. But he went in a dog fight on one of their last pay-per-views. I'm mistaken right now. I have to look it up. Whatever one of their last fighters, he kind of lost. They still gave him the nod. So it's all about promotions, and who's there, and then it comes down to the fighter. Don't leave it in the judge's hands. Like the judges, you can eliminate them completely. Stop the fight, finish the fight, get the job done. But as long as you leave it in their hands, there's no telling. I don't care how good you look, how you performed, or whatever. It's like you can get an L on the day you looked your best. And that's ridiculous, though.
Yeah, they definitely gotta, hopefully do something in boxing. That's the wild thing. But talking about their promotions and everything, man. What was funny also to me is, this fight was a top rank card, and they had your boy out there, Timothy Bradley and his crew. Man, the glazing and the meat riding that I saw going on with Lomachenko, man, it was beyond, boy. I mean, the man could do no wrong. Now, get it, granted, he was putting on the show, he was doing his thing, but at the end of the day, if we all gonna recognize it was George Kambosos, it was just crazy, though. You just don't usually see that type of glazing going on for one man. I mean, everything he did, the smallest little jab.
You should see that glazing because we saw Devin Haney go 24 rounds with him and he couldn't stop him. Like that's what I like. It's like, but they hype up Devin Haney and what he did.
That's besides the point what you're saying. That's besides the point what you're talking about. They was glazing the man throughout the whole fight. He didn't stop until the 11th round. So I mean,
he was looking like, man. Hey, he deserved the glaze because like you can take a boxer out there and you can prepare for a George Kambosos. You can't prepare for a Lomo. You can't go out there and get another fighter that's gonna fight a Lomo style. We can go get 1,000 Georges. That's like he's
hey, at the end of the day, Lomo got 3 losses, so somebody prepare for him.
I mean, that's so. I mean, like, what? Okay, I mean, he's got losses.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Somebody prepare for him, right?
That were undefeated. They don't got that's not undefeated no more.
No, I mean, I like Lomachenko.
Lomo still.
I'm just saying.
135. He still beat Devin Haney that day.
No, he lost. But this is the thing. When Loma does something, it gets put on a pedestal. The man was losing fights and still in the pound for pound.
Because he's exciting. He's
the
not
man
a Devin Haney.
They glaze the man up no matter what.
Rounds with Kambosos. Lomo
did he win all 24?
And it was an entertaining 11. It was a beautiful.
Did he win all 24?
It wasn't a boring jab, clinch, hold 24.
Did he win all 24?
But we're going to talk about that glaze. Man, that man looks special, man. He looks special, man.
And I don't know why you keep bringing Devin into this like this is a Devin and Loma conversation.
It made his resume. It hurt his resume.
Devin don't get glazed when he's in the ring. There don't be no glazing going on with Devin when Devin fights.
Fighter on the internet right now.
Yeah, but that's not that. I'm talking about the comment. My comment was the commentators like Tim Bradley when they was in there was glazing. I get the fan. Yeah, a fan gonna do that. But the commentator, your job, you shouldn't be in there glazing a fighter while he's fighting in the middle is what I'm getting at. Yeah, fans, I 100% get it. Yeah, if you're a Devin Haney fan, yeah, they're gonna be glazing and riding them to death, Loma. But when I'm watching 2 fighters in there and I see you one-sidedly, I mean, just stroking the shaft. Like, what are we supposed to do here, man?
Hey, hold on.
That's all I'm saying.
It wasn't like he was lying, though. It wasn't like he was lying. I mean, it wasn't like he was just completely ignoring what George was doing. Nothing like that. It just so happens that he works with Top Rank and Lomo's with Top Rank. That's all.
Man, we don't see Tim Bradley do this a few times. He did it with Terrence Crawford too, boy. Oh man. I'm like, dude, just go ahead and get a room with the man. You're gonna talk about him like that. Like,
Tim Bradley is a fan like us, man. Come on, man. Let the man be a fan, man.
Oh, Tim Bradley, he understands robberies because of the robbery fights he got in his career. When they raised his hand against Pacquiao, that was probably one of the most disrespectful moments of boxing.
All right, man. I mean, Tim just doing his job, man. It just so happened he was riding the man for no reason. Well, he was riding the right man for a reason. That's all, man. We'll let Tim live the rest of this week, man.
No, I feel that. Hey, but continuing to move. We got Ryan Garcia on deck, man. Ryan and Devin, we kind of been talking about Devin to a certain extent, but what's your take on what's been going on? I know we haven't really been able to touch base on Ryan in about 8 or 9 days. So what you've been hearing on your end, the latest updates with Ryan, from a PED standpoint and a fight standpoint?
Well, they're trying to get a disciplinary action, but based off the New York State Commission's policy, they can't punish Ryan or do anything from third-party results, which is the whole water stuff. They can only do something to Ryan if they tested him and found something in his system. But their policy states that in their state, no two fighters can put gloves on and lace up before testing and all this other stuff. So did the New York State Commission let Ryan get in the ring with Devin without testing him on their behalf, and they just let VADA test? Because if they did, they broke their own policy, which leads into why this lady so-called retired or resigned if that didn't happen. But if they tested him and they have not released their results, then we got a whole nother story on the hand, which falls into the whole conspiracy thing with somebody's tampering with his test. So there's a whole extra loophole in between outside of the B sample, because now we got to find out whether New York tested him as well as VADA tested him. Because by New York standard, he was supposed to be him and Devin Haney was supposed to be tested by the New York Athletic Commission, and then VADA was whatever agreement or whatever they had with that was going to test as well. So it's been looking shaky the whole time, and that's why I said this is BS. And that's the latest update I have, other than Devin trying to take Ryan to court. But like I said, with the whole New York policy stuff that's out, if they didn't test him and they didn't find it, because they're supposed to test him prior to the stuff. They didn't find nothing. He wasn't supposed to get in the ring. I mean, if they found anything, he wasn't supposed to get in the ring under New York law. So, and now this whole this dude Victor all out there putting out information. Why do you have Ryan Garcia test results? Why are you it's a whole bunch. So I'm ready to move on from the situation, because it's gonna get swept under the rug. We're gonna move on from it. That's how I feel it's gonna play out, because it's a lot of bull and a lot of breakage in between. So it's like either they're playing with Ryan or y'all were playing for Ryan. Somebody about to get exposed. But that's why I think the lady ducked up out of there, she got her severance package, her retirement fund, got up out of there, because it don't take, you can see the stuff playing out before your eyes, before the courts and lawyers get involved. Everybody's worried about the B sample, but they're not worried about the whole aspect of what's going on. The sample's the sample. Yeah, he can come back with Osprey and that, but there's other stuff going on that didn't go right, it's looking like. So we got to clear that up first.
All right. So I definitely, I could see it's definitely a bunch of different ways this could play out, but I'm still kind of on the same trend that I was on, last week, where I felt like he was an enhanced fighter. At the end of the day, as an athlete, you're responsible for what's in your body. So from that standpoint, I think he will be punished in some type of way. And I think he should be, that's just kind of how it crumbles sometimes. There's been other athletes who've had situations and that happened to them as well. Where I kind of fall off the boat is, over the past week, I've seen that Devin jumped out there and he's trying to take Ryan to court, like you were saying, sue him. And he's also trying to get the loss turned to a victory. That's why I jump off the boat. I don't see how, after what we all witnessed, you would want a victory. I know contest, all right, cool. That makes sense. If everything goes in your favor, they rule in Devin's favor, then yeah, it should be a no contest at that point in time. But to overturn it and make it a victory, that's why I think we're going a little bit too far, and it doesn't make sense at all for me in that standpoint. But right now, just from the PED standpoint, I do think that just from an accountability standpoint, he should be held accountable if everything goes the way it's been trending on the 22nd with the B samples, and there's no contamination from the lab on his test on that end.
I don't think he should be punished or penalized in no way, shape, or form. Because, like I said, even the levels that was in him, and all, it's not PED enhancing levels. Like I said, there's a lot of other stuff that's gonna be this. There's nothing gonna come about this. And the playing parties, if the only party was VADA and they fought in the state of New York, and the state of New York's got to test as well, and they didn't test, situation's over. So, and the whole Devin Haney stuff, that's just he's been spoiled his whole life. He sat up there, got on ESPN, said the man was on roids. There's no steroids in the system. So you did that. Then you got up there and said you wouldn't rematch him. So now you don't want to fight the man. You go get the police. Let me go get the police and give him my W.
But hold on. On that though, stay right there. On that note, the rematch. I can understand why Devin went rematch, because the rematch is going to be the exact same thing. We're going to go for 140. Ryan don't care about the belt, so he's going to come in heavy again. Devin do care about the belt. So if y'all can't come to an agreement on the weight part, then it ain't no point in rematching, because it's going to be unlevel again from that standpoint. Now, if they were going to say at 147 or something for no belt, Devin said, I'm going to drop the belt. I don't care about Sandor or Martin. All right, cool. Now I can see that being a more even playing field. Both of them going to come in very comfortable in weight. But if we're going to go for 140 for the belt again, it don't make sense, because Ryan's going to come in heavy again. He don't care about making the 140 weight limit.
I feel you on that, but it didn't make sense to go on ESPN and say Ryan's on steroids. It didn't make sense for you to go to court and want your W back. You're doing all that. And then it didn't make sense for you to say, oh, he was on PEDs, enhanced fight, I don't want a rematch. And most of the time in boxing, when the other fighter was accused of PEDs and stuff like that, niggas still fought him. Deontay Wilder fought Luis Ortiz twice, and that man's been popping more times than a balloon at a birthday party. So it's the team, whoever is telling him to do this stuff, and his PR before everything came out, they completely dropped the ball on this one. Y'all did way too much, way too fast. And now you're asking for a W back. You don't want to. All I'm saying is the man don't want to fight him. He went and got the lawyers and stuff. He don't want his W in the ring. He want to go get it in court.
It's not going to be an even fight. I mean, I agree with everything Dev did except for ask for the win back. Everything else I'm on board with. I mean, I don't see a problem with any of it besides asking for the W back. And with the Wilder Ortiz, I mean, they're both heavyweights. So at the end of the day, when it comes to the
several times.
I'm just saying, but in that specific situation, they both heavyweights, so the weight part didn't matter. But what I'm just talking about the simple fact that if Devin didn't care about the belts, if he came out tomorrow and said, man, I don't care about the belts, if I fight him again, I'm coming in heavy too. All right, do your thing, but he do care about the belts. And that's the thing. So it's like, if you do, it don't make sense to take this fight again.
I mean, I'm not saying I want to fight again at all. I'm saying what Devin got up there and said. I don't want a rematch. Like he's running from Ryan Garcia. I'm gonna just go to court. You did me dirty. You was enhanced. Man, I can't. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. All I'm saying.
I mean, if you put it like this, in your mind, whether you believe it's true or not as an outsider, but let's say you're in a situation and you go buy a car at a car lot. If that shit ain't right and they say we're gonna give you another car, nah, I'm good, but I don't want another car. I'm going to another car lot. I'm not gonna do business with you,
man. I don't want to hear that. Like I said, man, it's been plenty of times. Go get your get back, man. Don't go to court.
Not if it's not gonna be on the other one.
I've seen that, man. I ain't never seen it. And whoever's telling them to do that, yeah, when the B sample comes out and all that stuff, yeah, then you know you got a clear-cut case, do it. But the way things is looking, man, this it's about to blow up in the Haney's promotion team's face. They about to look crazy.
Nah, you can't go crazy.
Yeah, they are. They completely are.
Nah, because you still got your belt. You still got all the fights you want to make. So regardless of what the ruling is, you still got big fights to make. So the only thing you're trying to do is maximize your options. So
Like
you might as well play. You might as well play your hand.
He's spoiled. He came up rich. He's spoiled. He's never faced adversity before. This adversity came, and now he don't want to get back in the ring. He wants to go to court. He's got people.
No, he's never faced a man.
In front of him.
He's never faced a man that tested positive in the ring.
Oh man, here we go.
That's a whole that's just fact.
Allegedly.
That's a fact.
Allegedly. It's a fact off the A sample. Allegedly.
Yeah, so
but it's not levels high enough to enhance your performance. So let's stop with the.
I mean, I'm not a doctor or a scientist.
Completely clear. They clear.
I'm not a doctor or a scientist, and I don't know Ryan's body, so I can't for sure say that.
We know the numbers. They put the numbers out. The numbers is
what we know.
Lawsuit. We got the numbers.
You can say that. Listen. You can have the numbers. You can have the numbers on a lot of stuff. You can have a headache right now. One Tylenol gives you and makes your headache go away. It may take 2 for me. Different people is going to be different. You can't just sit there and say if he takes this amount, it's exactly this. We're not scientists. We're not doctors. I don't know what it does. But what I do know, what we know for a fact, is on the A sample. What we know for a fact is on the A sample, there was something in it. What we know for a fact is on the A sample, there was something in it.
The USADA
was something on the A sample.
There's numerous supplements that Ostarine is not on the label that contain.
That's cool, but at the end of the day, was it in the system? That's all we know for a fact. But we don't know what we can't say how much it enhanced him or how much it didn't enhance him.
It's alleged.
Man's looking in.
It's alleged.
So at the end of the day, like I said, I still stand on everything Dev do. Yes, you play all of your cards. I mean, at the end of the day, you still got the belt. You still got the Sandor Martin fight. You still got a potential Matias, Teofimo, all that stuff in your back pocket. So at this point in time, yes, play all of your cards. The only thing I disagree with is trying to get it up out of this. Now, everything else, play your cards. I mean, if you don't, let's just say it goes in 100% Ryan's favor. That's fine. You still got all those fights. You still got the belt. But
he lost his dignity. He lost his dignity through this whole situation, jumping out there like that. That's my thing. You jumping out there like this is all true, and it's crazy. And the stuff he's saying, he gonna look like a sucker after May 22nd.
I mean, that's your opinion. Everybody got their opinion, so you feel that way. But like I say, I play all my cards. In any situation in life, if I got cards to play, I'll play them.
Your opinion is that Ryan's dirty. My opinion is he wasn't dirty.
I don't think it's an opinion of what he was dirty. Was it intentional? Was it intentional or not?
Yeah, it's fact, right? Ryan was dirty. Yeah. Ryan was dirty.
Yes.
No, sir. No, sir, man. It's all gonna come to fruition. And
we had to agree to disagree.
If he was dirty, he was dirty for VADA and the New York State Athletic Commission.
I mean, all I know is that
we don't got them test results. They ain't came out.
I mean, that's cool, but like at the end of the day, like I said, facts. The man tested dirty.
But that's facts too. Just like you say, he tested dirt. Bro, he might have tested clean and it ain't came out yet. Can't wait.
Anybody else who tested dirty with VADA has been known they had a dirty test.
Like I said, VADA does their testing, but if you fight in New York tests as well. I can't wait to see New York's results.
That's fine. But as of
now, hold on. To be factual, they obviously not saying New York's results as well. Either New York didn't test him, or they're not just saying the results because it didn't test negative. Because they would have came out with, like I'm telling you, man.
I mean, that's cool. That's all that is added to the story. But at the end of the day, what we know in the story is he got a dirty test.
That matters. New York's
Yes, at the end of the story, it matters. But what I'm saying, what we know for now, what we definitely know is that right now he has a dirty test. And based off of that information now, Devin fought a dirty fighter. That's all I'm saying. Not saying that he did intentional or unintentional. But at the time right now, what we know for a fact.
And based on
everything else we're doing is speculating.
I'm not speculating nothing. Based off the information now, I know that his test is clean with the New York State Commission, or they didn't test him because they ain't released the results.
So that's a speculation.
It's not a speculation. That's
it
facts,
has to be
bro.
confirmed.
They would have come out and said he tested positive too. We'll see.
Yes, but when you give options, that means you're speculating. When you know for sure, that means it's been confirmed. That's all I'm saying. You might be right. I'm not saying you're wrong. You only have
two options here. There's only two. It ain't like there's a third or fourth or another possible. Either New York tested him or they didn't. So what are they holding the results for? If they're negative or positive?
I mean, I agree to that. Like I said, that might be true that it's either positive or negative. But what we know for a fact right now is that he has one dirty test on 2 different days for a sample. That's all we know. And for now, if I'm Devin, I'm gonna use all of everything I have at my disposal based off of the information that I have. Yeah.
All I'm saying is I hope Devin Haney's team's got more information than we do. Because based off the information we can just gather being outside of it don't look good at all. It don't look good at all. Not on the Haney team. Ryan looks real nice, man. And everything that's played in the part.
Oh, we just have to agree to disagree. I completely disagree with that.
We got 10 days. No, we got like 7 days, 8 days.
Yeah, next Wednesday. Last week, man. Well, also last week we had some another interesting fight that popped up in the 140 division. Boots Ennis, man. Great talent, amazing young cat. Up and coming. People were talking about him and Earl, him mixing it up, him and Crawford mixing them up. There's not too much at 147 for him to do as far as from a fighter standpoint. There's not too many names out there. But, he was elevated to the champion status, so he hasn't won his belt in the ring. So this will definitely be a good fight for him to get out there with Crawley. He's fighting Crawley, I want to say it's July, early July, first week of July. Early time to be fighting Crawley.
I'm hoping it's July. It may be the 5th. July 5th, because I don't know if the 4th falls on a weekday, but yeah, maybe July. It's in Philadelphia too, and this is all thanks to Eddie Hearns. This is one of the bigger fights that Jerron's had to where there's eyes on it, and you're in your hometown. You got a nice promoter behind you, a little showing like that. Jerron should win, but it was at the press conference. I feel like they lit a little fire under Cody out there, and what's Jerron's trainer name?
You talking about his daddy?
Yeah, what's his name? What they call him though?
Bozy Ennis.
Yeah, he was out there cutting up, wanting guys to go a couple rounds with him during the press and stuff like that. And yeah, it was just it wasn't Jerron saying that. I guess it was the people in the crowd disrespecting Crowley and what happened with him in the past 2 or 3 years in boxing. What he's been through and why he hasn't been as active as it was. He ain't a slouch, but I'm not gonna sit there and say he was like one of the greats I was following. But it should be a test. But if Jerron is who Jerron has been fighting as and showing himself as, yeah, he should showcase his talent on Crowley, man. But they might have motivated him a little bit too much, man. It was a lot of extra talking going on.
I'm gonna tell you like this: Crowley is just a stepping stone. When Crowley stepped to the mic, I heard him say one key thing. When that man said, "I'm gonna meet you in the center of the ring," I knew right then he just signed his death certificate because Jerron about to take his head off his shoulders, boy. We about to see this man put on a display. Oh man, Eddie Hearns gonna be up there glazing. You gonna hear the zone commentators. Oh man, look at this guy. look at this guy. I mean, look at the way he moves. Boy, Jones in the ring, he gonna put on a show on this guy, man. I'm gonna beat the brakes off of him. You know, Cody Crowley, don't get it twisted. He's a hell of a fighter. Definitely worthy contender for a belt. So I don't want to disrespect him like the dude can't fight at all. Cody Crowley can fight, you know. He got some hands on him. He's been out of the ring for a while. I think he was saying that his pops died and he had some injury issues going on with his eyes and stuff like that. But I mean, he could be 100% healthy. I don't want to disrespect him in regards of, you know, condolences to his pops and what's going on there. But I don't care what's going on in his life, but he can't see boots. Dirty, bro. You know, he'd have been better off putting Conor Ben or somebody in there, you know, with some youth that, you know, might be able to give a little something back to Jerron. But this about to be one-sided, bro. I don't see this going past 4 rounds. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it real with
you. Right, act like he had some dog in him, man. That's how Jerron told him. Jerron told him just like that too, man. Like, hey, man, it ain't gonna be. He can, but it can't. His trainer or whoever that was talking like that for him, he's like, man, bro, he ain't gonna be able to fight for you. He can talk for you all he want. He ain't gonna be able to get in there with you, man. But that meet me in the center, yeah, man. Like most of the time, the fighter that says that, man, it don't go too well, man. Like just, and then it's like, bro, you don't have the skill set to be talking to Jerron like that. Go box him, man. I'm right, but we're gonna see how it go. We're gonna see if Jerron that dog. See if we're gonna put him down.
Do you think there's anybody at 47 now or anybody coming from 40 that could give him a legit run, you know, or who would be the best fight for him out of them weight classes?
I mean, off top of my head right now, no, because I really don't feel like like unless T.O. moves up and fights him to give him someone to give him a big fight like that, or Ryan actually fights him if everything ends up like that. Yeah, I can see that happening, but there's nobody really for him that's the big fight. That's why Eddie's involved, and I suspect Jerron will either be at 154 or maybe fighting Bud Crawford here soon, or setting that up at 154 possibly. Like not even worried about the belts because of the era we're in. Like there's no reason for you to want to be undisputed right now. Because it's gonna take years. It's not like the way boxing set up. You can become undisputed in 2 years. That's why we don't get undisputed like that as is. So it's like all these guys talking about, yeah, I want to go for undisputed. It's like, dude, there's been plenty of boxers been trying to do that. I mean, Devin Haney was the first in the full belt area at 135, and we've had dogs come through there. Like it's not that simple. So maybe he's just like, I'm just getting money fights. I ain't really worried about the belts. I can't blame him.
Yeah, I think when Crawford step in the ring in August, you know, all them belts gonna become vacant at that point. And you know,
that might change.
You know, it's some decent names at 47. I mean, you got Rashidi Ellis, up and coming contender, decent. Conor Ben, up and coming contender, decent. But I don't think either one of them can beat Jerron. You know what I mean?
Conor Ben got suspended, man. He's on PEDs. Like if we're gonna talk about PEDs, Conor Ben just got suspended from the UK. So I mean, like he can't be in the mix like that no more, man. Like I said, unless in America, it don't matter. But I've been like Jerron. I mean, I don't see nothing other than a Bud fight. But I figure that's why he signed with Eddie to get the Bud fight. I don't feel like he signed with Eddie just to get multiple fights. Or like Eddie promised him, like, bro, you sign with me, you can get undisputed. But with Crawford dropping, I don't know how that goes, man. With Crawford dropping the belts, unless like Jerron can get like a fight or two where he's fighting for multiple belts. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. But if I was,
now, I think Crawford is in the plans, but I think immediately, you know, I think you got to get a couple more fights in before you go ahead and get the Crawford fight. Now, since Crawford moved up to 54, if you could have forced that fight at 47, I say go ahead and get it now. But with Crawford moving up, going ahead and acclimating his body to the weight class, I think you're going to need a couple more fights. So, you know, if he was able to get Emmanuel Stanionis or Mario Barrios in one of them unification matches while he waits. And if you don't get nobody like Gary Antoine or Teofimo coming up from 140, then there's no need for him to stay down on, like you say, and wait for undisputed. You know, you take the best available fights, maybe get another belt or two max, and then at that point go ahead and move up to 54 and see what that Crawford fight is going to be all about. But yeah, if he could have forced it at 47, go ahead and do it, because it would have been for all the belts. It'd have been for undisputed. It'd have been a lot riding on it. But if it's not going to be for a belt at this point in time or for the belts you need, then I think you can wait on that fight, maybe 2 or 3 more fights down the line, and then go ahead and get in the ring with Crawford. But like you said, it ain't too much in his way. But hey, on that note, if Gary Antoine able to get a shot in that at 140 and get a couple of belts in the future, that's going to be the major showdown that we're going to be talking about. Gary Antoine and Jerron. You know what's leaning on that. I love Jerron, but if he get in that ring with Gary, he in some trouble, boy.
No, I don't believe in Gary like that, man. I don't feel like we're going to be talking about Gary in 3 years.
Yeah, we're fighting a little bit more than what he's been. You know, he usually fights once a year now, but you know, he had a bunch of death in the family. His pops died, his brother died, all of that happened in like a 6-month span. So hopefully, you know, he'll get his mind right, get back out here and at least start getting 2 to 3 fights a year, so the public and the casuals will know who he is, and that way we can push for big fights.
Hopefully he can get in line to be a mandatory for somebody. Because I mean, we got dogs at 140. All of them got belts. So Matias,
sure.
Theo, Pitbull, and Haney. He can mess around and be a mandatory for any one of them. Probably change my mind about a little thing or two, but right now he got to show me. I ain't seen it yet.
Hey, I can't hate on that assessment. I mean, he ain't done too much. You know, he stopped Victor Poster. That's probably like the biggest thing he's done. But you know, Victor's kind of over the hill. So at this point in time, he definitely got to update his resume. So we'll see how that works in the future. Hey, big dog, moving straight to the meat and potatoes of what we got going on. You already know this weekend is going down. We got Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk. The boys already landed into Saudi Arabia. We already don't have some antics and some crazy shit pop off when both teams met each other. Big John Fury, you know, he was at the head of the snake, leading the charge with the Fury side. You know, you had Alexander's team. I'm not sure exactly where they were, but they was in some kind of conference room somewhere and happened to run into each other. And, you know, that shit popped off. I know you saw that video, man. What you think about that video?
I mean, it was just, what it was the lack of security, man, because y'all can't let teams of fighters get that close, man. They can't be like that. And then there's Big John, you know, kind of showing out a little bit. And it turns out Tyson Fury was in the room giving an interview. So, like, he's got an interview online, and you can hear Tyson Fury in the middle of the interview. You hear Big John yelling, "Fury, Fury." And Tyson, you know, kind of looked back like, man, what's going on out there and stuff, and then continue the interview or whatever. But it's Big John being Big John, man. You gotta keep him under control, man. And y'all can't let him be outside away from Tyson like that. He should have been in the room with Tyson. He shouldn't have been out there with all them. And stuff would never happen because all he is about shenanigans, man. And he ain't scared to rough it up, tough it up. But I seen some of the comments about people talking about the little man he headbutted. But I was saying, you know what made me laugh? He headbutted the little guy. Big John was leaking. He was cut leaking. Buddy was fine. There was no mark on him or nothing from what I saw. So you know what that made me think of? Tyson Fury and how he gets cut. I was like, man, this fight better not turn into no cut fest, man. It was that foreshadowing. Because you headbutted him, John. Buddy was good. He didn't have a knot or nothing. And John was leaking. And I was like, I hope there isn't foreshadowing the Tyson Fury and the cut he got and what's been going on to what led up to the delay. I would hate for that to be, man. But we'll see. But Big John being Big John, man, and people not understanding. Get him under control, man.
Hey, I ain't mad at Big John, though. You know, I love the antics. Any type of outside shit talking, you gonna meet up. We're gonna go head to head. So when he was head to head with my man, ramming his head like he was a ram, I was all for it. I was waiting for somebody else to jump in there, get a punch or two in. So I mean, I'm definitely with the bullshit. I'm for the bullshit all day long. The only thing, like you say, you pointed out in the comments, people talking about he went for the smallest man. I do think he kind of picked and chose who he wanted to hit, but Buddy got to have his head on the swivel. He obviously ain't been in the ring with trainer. He could have slipped that and do a left something. Get your get back.
Hey man, look, Buddy shouldn't have had that camo on, man. He shouldn't have had that Big John, all he saw was that camo. He thought you was an op. Big John he ain't care about your size. You was an op. Don't get this up, but yeah, I didn't man. I don't know what he was on. I don't know if he said anything or not. I ain't heard it all. I'm pretty sure it all come out eventually if he said anything or if he was just really just there chilling and got headbutted, man. Because that's absurd. I'm getting a check regardless of the outcome. But I don't know if he's got an argument because he headbutted you, but he was leaking. You good? He's sitting there leaking. Boy, they getting napkins and stuff for him. I said, man.
Hey, but on the other side of that, boy, you adding fuel to Usy's, boy. You already know Usy's over there. He eating all this up. That might have been Usy's cousin. That might have been his little brother. You don't know who that man was. He headbutted, bro. You don't add some bulletin board materials for that man.
Man, Tyson Fury came out the interview room and saw his dad, and it was like a split second where Tyson Fury was about to spaz. As soon as he seen his dad, he's like, "What happened, John?" Because John's sitting there looking at him, blinking and stuff. You can see other people telling him, like, no, I know they was probably like, man, John out here cutting up, man. It ain't even like how it looks, man. He done did it to himself, bro. He did it, man. He would have
calmed down. He saw them boys with them AKs coming around them corners. Calm down real quick, boy. Them Saudis don't play that. They were coming around that corner quick. Where the tussle at?
Hey, yeah, that's another thing too, man. I was like, man, you can't be doing that over in Saudi Arabia, man. Where like it's America press conference, stuff like that. That's cool, but over there, it's like, dude, people's lives can change over stuff like that over there, man.
Hell yeah. So, diving into the fight, though, man. Let's talk about the resumes, man. Coming into this fight, who do you think is more battle tested? Has been through what's necessary for this undisputed match, man. Because this is the first time in 25 years we're gonna have how long? About 20 years since we had an undisputed champion. What was it? Lennox last time? I'm not sure what year it was, but I think it was Lennox.
Yeah, that was the last one, man. Yeah, it's like 24 years. But who's got the better resume? By far, Tyson Fury. Like, I mean, if we're gonna say resume as in like boxing accomplishments, because Usyk's been undisputed at cruiserweight when there was nobody or nothing. Like, yeah, but if we say Tyson, and what you beat up Joshua, who I don't have the same respect for, and the only reason he's getting gassed up now is because what he did to Ngannou, but we've seen the likes of fighters I feel like couldn't grace the ring with Tyson Fury and Andy Ruiz, and the likes of Usyk himself, the way he battered Joshua in 2 fights. But yeah, I mean, it's Fury by far, and especially after this fight when he becomes undisputed. And I really feel like a lot of people are like underestimating Tyson Fury, and I don't understand. Like they're acting like Tyson Fury's Anthony Joshua, and that's what plays in the part with the Francis Ngannou thing. Like, oh, you didn't do this to Francis. So I'm like, well, Francis got knocked out by a puncher. I mean, Fury boxed the hell out of him though, so. We'll see how it plays for Usyk, but the better resume in my eyes is Tyson Fury, the lineal heavyweight champ right now. But I mean, Usyk's accomplishments, I'm not going to discredit, because like I said, on my pound per pound list, he's number one just off what he's done in like the way he's went to cruiserweight, went undisputed. Now he's a heavyweight fighting for undisputed. Like, what the hell more could you ask for, pound for pound wise? But I'll give it to Tyson Fury because I feel like he's more battle tested and he fought the better. And Deontay Wilder, he fought the man everybody ducked for the longest, and he gets out. That's where a lot of my credit comes from. And he fought him multiple times. And there's guys that ain't even decided to grace the ring with him and make excuses for why they can't get in there with him. So, and he's even a lesser Wilder now. But yeah, I give it to Fury better resume. In my opinion.
All right. When it comes to the resume, I can agree with you. I will go with Fury for the better resume, but I do think it's close. But the only reason I say that is because anytime I'm judging a certain weight class and the heavyweights, I'm always leaning towards the heavyweights. That's just it's a whole different sport, man. I don't even look at it as the same sport as the rest of boxing, just because you could be 220 and be in there with a man that's 275 pounds. And if that's any other scenario, you'll be moving up like 7-8 weight classes. So when I look at it from that aspect, Tyson Fury, he's been in there with straight heavyweights. A lot of times he is the bigger guy, but he's been in there with Klitschko. That's definitely no easy feat. He's been in there with Wilder. A lot of people, like you say, didn't want to fight Wilder. So from that aspect, I will say he has the better resume. But I am impressed with Usman's resume. Like you said, he's been undisputed at cruiserweight. He made that weight transition, came up, beat Joshua twice, took the belts, then rematched him, beat him again, and then came out of it. He beat a respectable Daniel Dubois in a fight as well. So not a shabby resume, not too bad at all. I think it's slightly up on the Tyson, but I will give Tyson the edge on the resume. Pretty much anybody, that's everybody Tyson will get in the ring with. I'll give him that. Got in there with Francis Ngannou first to see what he was all about, so he could break the ice. So Joshua knew exactly what he was getting in the ring with. So, I got to give him all the props in the world when it comes to actually getting in the ring and who he fights and looking at his resume between these two fighters.
But if Usyk wins, he's got to go down by far as one of the top fighters of this era. If he, but I don't believe he is. But if he actually did, we got a whole other argument with this guy right here, man. He's the Evander Holyfield of this era, was moving up and banging with the heavyweights and stuff. But I just don't feel like he's gonna be victorious. He was great until he ran into Tyson Fury, man. There's only one.
All right. I think we agree on the resume standpoint. So let's get into the skill set, man. The skill sets of both fighters. Let me know what you think about Fury's skill set, about Usyk's skill set, and then what strengths and weaknesses do you think they both can use or have in this fight coming up?
Tyson Fury's the more versatile fighter. He can box. He can roughhouse. He can lay out. He can knock you out. And Usyk is more of the angle fighter, using his footwork, his speed on the bigger, lumpier heavyweights. But Tyson Fury, off reports, this is the lightest he's been. Tyson Fury is about to come in at like 250 pounds, 55 pounds. The man got abs and everything right now. So I hope Usyk is ready, because they talk about Usyk's footwork and stuff. Yeah, but man, you ain't been in there with a man that's 6'9" that's got the footwork. I feel like we're going to see the Tyson Fury that first fought Deontay Wilder, that skill set, the herky-jerky, the feints, the in and that, not the big lumbery grabbing, roughhouse and all that stuff. We're about to see Tyson Fury boxing. And that's a problem for anybody. And but the skill set is Tyson Fury, he's versatile. But I feel like he's coming out boxing this fight, but he can get rugged and dirty. Usyk is just a special foot. He's kind of like most of the Russian fighters. The Ukrainians and all them, they all got the same. Their footwork is phenomenal. Their punches may not be as heavy as the best hard hitter, but they're accurate. When Usyk hits you, he gonna hit you on the button every time. So whatever slip it is, his feints and his footwork is gonna keep you guessing too, because he's coming from angles that most heavyweights at this era do not come from. So, but Tyson Fury is different and special. So, but that's the best way I can break it down. Neither one of them got no power to where I feel like one punch is gonna change the fight. but a sequence of punches could, and one knockdown could change the fight easily. So, but that's my take on their little skill sets, man. I mean, it just depends on what Fury we get, but we know what Yusuke we're gonna get. It's what Tyson Fury we're gonna get skill set wise. And then to be real, I don't even know who Tyson Fury's trainer is for this up and coming fight. Who exactly who's in his corner? What is Ben? Well, I know it ain't the Crump Gym. So it's like I don't even really know who his trainer is for this one. But like I said, this is the lightest Tyson Fury we done seen since the first Wilder fight.
Hey, yeah, I'm with you, man. I think you were talking about what's the name, Sugar Hill. I don't think he was Sugar no more. But Sugar, I think the last time he trained him was when it was in the Wilder fight. But yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with your breakdown on the skill set. You know, Tyson's definitely the bigger guy. Comes to the ring from a height standpoint, from a weight standpoint. He got great feet. You know, has a great jab. He can box you. We can also, like he did in the Wilder fight, put on a bunch of weight and try to throw his weight around, roughhouse you, try to wear you down by leaning on you, you know, playing a little bit of dirty boxing, you know, which is just one of his styles, you know. When I think of it from a complete boxer standpoint, if I had to choose who was the better complete boxer, I would say Tyson Fury because of all of the different ways in which he can get a dub. You know, he can box you. He from the outside, you know, he can come inside, roughhouse, toss you around, change it up. It just depends on how he wants to fight you or how he sees he has an advantage. When it comes to Usyk is pretty much the ultimate boxer. I always try to compare him to like a bigger Lomachenko. He uses great angles, excellent footwork. He has decent pop. You know, he has some good power on his punches. It's not like a one punch knockout artist, but if he finds that range and he's able to pick his shots on you, he's definitely going to break you down. At some point, he can stop you. You know, that's just not his specialty. Is getting people out of there. His specialty is being able to outclass you in the ring. So when I think about complete boxer, I'm going to definitely go Tyson Fury. But what I think Usyk has an advantage is if he can force this to be a boxing match. And like you said, Tyson's coming in light. So with him coming in so light, I feel like now he wants to try to box Usyk too and be on his feet. I think that plays into Usyk's advantage from my standpoint because I think he's the better boxer, not that Tyson's bad. But if I had to bank on who has the little bit slighter better boxing skills, I would lean towards Usyk. I think he has the better footwork and, you know, he's going to make it difficult for Tyson to find a rhythm here and, you know, really find that range. So that's why I think he has an advantage. The weakness is, like I said, if he's able to lean and I think Tyson has the ability to make adjustments in this fight. If he makes the adjustments to where he say, hey, I'm about to be just a bigger guy and I'm going to start bogarting and bullying him around, even though he's lighter than normal, he's still going to be the heavier guy, the bigger guy in there. So he still could lean toward trying that during the fight. So that's a weakness I could see with Usyk. And then we got to make sure that, like I said, he has good pop, but you got to make sure that these punches are really going to deter Tyson Fury out of his game plan and keep him up off of him. So, you know, that's some key things that I see that could come and play with both of them. But very skilled fighters. I think this is about to be a high-level boxing match since Fury's coming in as light as he is. And we'll see who got the better feet, the better IQ, and can control the ring.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be the fight of the century right now. Like I say, it's the biggest fight of this era. People just don't realize it yet. It's the heavyweights. They don't get no better. It's a lot on the line. And then that leads into us talking about the rematch. And Tyson Fury was getting talked in the interview, and he was like, I don't know what Anthony Joshua came out here for. He said, I already got another fight lined up with you. Like, it don't matter the outcome or whatever, we're fighting again. He says, I don't know what Anthony Joshua was out here for or whatever. So, I mean, that kind of seals the deal on that. From that aspect of if Tyson Fury's saying that right now, then I'm pretty sure they're in a contract locked in for 2 fights. So I don't even know what Joshua got going on other than a way to duck Wilder. He's just looking for a reason. Because he just, bro, get in the ring with Wilder, man. Dude, what are you out there worried about Fury and Yusuke for? Go be ringside with Wilder and Big Bang. Go be ringside for that one, getting there. But that's crazy for Tyson Fury to bring that up. I think he was asked about it. He didn't bring it up. You know, one of the reporters asked, Anthony Joshua's here and arrived. He was like, "What do you mean Anthony's arrived?" Yeah, so I feel like he's ducking Wilder.
I see. How you see the breakdown of this fight actually going? Like your actual prediction on what's gonna happen?
Say what?
Yeah, I was saying how do you see the actual breakdown of this fight going? What's gonna actually happen? Because the next time we probably hop on here and talk, it's gonna actually be after the fight. So I want to go ahead and get your prediction on tape as well.
Hey, Tyson Fury stops in an 8. Tyson Fury
I mean,
stops in an 8.
I can say it can't happen. It can't happen. It can't happen. I'm gonna act like it can't happen.
You already know how it go. Tyson Fury in 8 by stoppage. It ain't going 12.
I think, like I said, I think Tyson made a grave mistake by coming in too light on this fight. I think he wants to try to box, but I think he's underestimating how good of a boxer Usyk is. And I think these angles, and he's going to get very frustrated. And Usyk is going to break him down, beat him to the body early in the fight. You know, I think he's going to win the jab game, and we're going to be in and out, in and out. We're not going to take too much punishment. And I think in 12 rounds, we'll pretty much win decisively. About 7 or 8 rounds. I don't think he's going to stop Tyson, but I think he's going to just pretty much beat him up and do him kind of how he did Anthony Joshua. Although I think Fury will have more success than Joshua had, but I just don't think it'll be enough to sway the judges. And I think in 12 rounds, Usyk comes out with a unanimous decision.
All right, no doubt. He getting stopped though, but no doubt. He getting stopped.
All right, we on record on this one, but definitely he can go down. And I think you were just touching on the rematch. Yeah, that's what I was under the impression of, was that they had a 2-fight deal here, and pretty much unless it's just like a landslide out one way or another, whether it's Usyk or Fury, that's the only way we probably won't get it. But with this being for undisputed heavyweights, we haven't seen this in 20 plus years or so. We're going to get 2 fights out of this. And if they end up splitting the 2 fights, I mean, we might even get a trilogy. So the heavyweight division probably going to be locked down from a title standpoint for a good little bit, at least the next year, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Fury already said it. He's locked in 2 fights with Houston. So even if he wins, I pretty much concede that they'll do that. Unless like the Joshua. But I feel like Fury's gonna be like, hey, go fight Wilder. That's what Fury's gonna tell him to do. Go fight Wilder, bro. Stop playing over here, man. I'm fighting Houston again. Go fight Wilder. You've been bullshit. So I can't wait, man. I can't wait for this fight.
Hey, but that's the good thing about it, though, is even though the belts are going to be tied up, it's still big fights to be made in the heavyweight division, man. You got Big Baby out there, and I'm talking about. You still got Wilder, you got Big Zane, you got Luis out there. I mean, it's a lot of big fight. Parker, he's rejuvenated his name, so it's a lot of big fights that can be made in the meantime, and they main event worthy, you know. Go ahead and duke it out, like you said, bang it out, and then the last man standing. Once these guys clear up, who's gonna be the undisputed king? They get your shot at the heavyweight champ.
Undisputed again. Like, I feel like, yeah, we should, unless some crazy stuff happens, we should have the heavyweight belts locked in for a while, man. To where we don't have this no undisputed champion here for a while, but we'll see.
Yeah, man. So this Saturday, going down May 18th, undisputed. That's Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk. This will be in Saudi Arabia. All 4 belts on the line, plus the lineal and the ring will be on the line. So definitely tune in. And if you happen to miss it, or even if you do catch it, make sure y'all catch us next Sunday. We're gonna give y'all a breakdown on exactly what happened in the ring. And that kind of concludes the meat and potatoes of what we got going on, but still got a couple more interesting topics we want to get to before we get out of here totally. So moving right into that, man, I don't know if you're saying, it's been about a week old now, but I wanted to make sure we touch base on it. I'm a football head. Football has always been my first love. So I got to talk about Austin Rivers, man, and the disrespectful comments he made. I forget who showed he might have been on a Pat McAfee show, and he came out talking about he could take 30 NBA players and throw them into the league right now, and they would be contributors or basically be, I don't want to say
starters.
Yeah,
they'd be starters.
How you feel about them comments?
I mean, he was completely out of his mind because of that's like me saying that's not. It's more football players that I can take out of football and bring them into basketball and be successful. Even though basketball requires more skills, but football is a skill sport too. It's just a different skill. It's not shooting the ball and dribbling the ball. Football. I just don't there's probably a couple exceptional athletes that might be able to get something done on NFL field, but he's talking like he can go take some NBA players and they be all NFL first teamers, getting all I was like, bro, that's no, and half of them would get killed first game in a league where it ain't even real hits. Like if this was 2002, 2001, all them boys wouldn't even dare even talk like this. Wouldn't dare talk like this in it. But now it's all this pity pat, man. Ain't no way. There's a couple of y'all, but it was ridiculous. And then it's a dude, Austin Rivers, you ain't even that good at basketball. How are you gonna come out there and jump out there like that? It would be different if this was LeBron saying this, or Giannis or someone like that. Dude, you're a role player trying to talk that's crazy to me, man. Crazy.
And go ahead.
I was about to say he just I don't think you understand, man. I'm like, dude, do you not understand the power of some of them D linemen and O linemen, dog? If one of them O linemen pulling, it's just you and him. What are you talking about, man? You can't hit a behind the back on that. You can't do that on no NFL film. You can't do that. But whatever, man. It's just talk to me. Shannon Sharp, I feel like he gave the best argument, man.
Hey, you hit the nail on the head, though, man. Pretty much that whole argument. We're taking out the physicality part, and I think people are just looking at the skills of somebody who athletic can run and jump and think like, oh, that'll translate to the NFL. Yeah, from a skill set standpoint, they may be able to do something on the field. But when you bring in the mentality and you bring in the physicality of the actual sport, now we're talking. There are a lot of guys who I seen growing up that were good basketball players that came out on the field and never came back a second time because they couldn't even think about the skill set part of it because they couldn't get past the physicality, man. They getting punched in the mouth. Like when you get punched in the mouth, a lot of times, fuck them skills, I'm ready to get the hell up off the field. You know what I'm saying? It takes a different type of guy. So I think you got to add in that element of the physicality, man. And when you look at the league and how guys are flopping, guys won't even box out and go hard for rebounds. And I'm supposed to suspect that this guy's going to stop Aaron Donald from coming around the corner. I mean, I don't understand that concept. I don't know where Austin Rivers grew up, who was in his neighborhood. Maybe when they played flag football, there was a bunch of Rudy Poos and some trash cats out there or something like that. But if you just took two NFL players and put them on every team, the physicality and intensity level of the NBA will go through the roof, man. You think just talk about adding two cats with that type of mentality and mindset, and who are also athletes, It's a lot of cats in the NFL. Like I said, I think they could come into the NBA. They would be stars. They wouldn't be Devin Booker or Kevin Durant. But could I tell a guy to play lockdown defense, rebound, run the court? Yes, play a role. You can get away with hiding someone in the NBA. You can have one game changer, one cat that can get you 40 a game, and have role players around you. You can't do that in the NFL. I can put a sorry corner out there on a lit receiver. At some point in the game, he's gonna have to cover that man one-on-one, and he's getting cooked. So I don't understand what he's talking about. I mean, you gotta in basketball, you can just tell him, hey, lock up your man and we'll take it from there. You can't say that in football. There's so many different coverages. I mean, you're setting people in motion, you're changing the set, you're speeding the game up, you're slowing it down. So much it goes into it to think that you can just throw somebody out there on the field that just because I'm 6'9" and I can jump through the roof, I'm gonna make some plays. Like Ryan Clark said, I'll split your ass in half. You come through this field, boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, that's I'm like, bro, it's some of the smaller hitters, some of the harder hitting DBs would kill you guys. Just kill y'all. And we ain't even talking about, God forbid, Ray or one of them, man. Like, I was like, dude, you guys see Chad Johnson, who's out there getting killed. Y'all can't take the hits Chad's taking and be okay afterwards. Ain't no fucking way. No way. No way. Y'all not built that. Your body is not. It's like the same way they say I can't come out there and shoot like Steph Curry or is effective. I don't think you can come out there and take a hit like that right now, bro, and be good. You ain't built like that at all, bro. You're hurt. You're out. Let alone next snap.
We're on the same page. That I challenge anybody to watch this video, whether now or in the future. If you feel opposite and you think differently, please put it in the comments, because I'll be happy to drop the link in a future video. And you come up and explain to me how that's any different than what we just said. Please,
hey,
please.
You ain't got to give 30. You can give me 10 NBA players that you can take over, and you feel like they can get off in the football.
Exactly.
10 of them. They ain't 10. Everybody gonna holler the same one. LeBron. Yeah, that's cool. LeBron will be getting off until he get hit. That man can't take.
But the thing is that I think it depends on where you're gonna play LeBron at. Yeah, people just say LeBron and throw the name out there because he was really good as a receiver. But it's like I don't think LeBron would have been playing receiver in the league. I'm looking at him more of a possibly a tight end, but I'm looking at a DN. Defense is out the ball going to get the quarterback. That's probably the easiest job to take somebody from the league, from the NBA, and put them in the NFL and just tell them, hey, second, third down, you're just rushing the quarterback. That's your job. You know what I'm saying? But as far as putting them back there, linebacker, having to make reads, or even being a receiver and think you're gonna run the route tree.
He can run the route when he catch that ball. It's a wrap. Like he'll catch it.
Yeah.
Might get off, but it's a wrap after that. I know it is. Man, you too big, and you can't take an NBA hard foul. Let alone, I feel like you can run a post and take a hard hit from a DB. Man, crazy. Even though he's great, but it's absurd, man. It's just you obviously ain't never played football to talk like that at a high level, or ever had your motherfucking bell or your whistle ring off. You ain't had it.
Hey, that's real though. But yeah, man, I just wanted to throw that out there and see how you felt about it, man. Anything else that we don't left out? I mean, I know boxing has been on fire, man. So there's so many hot topics out right now, to be honest, man. We're just gonna be hitting them every time we get a chance to. Anything sticks out to you?
We had Jake Paul and Mike Tyson face off and everything, and a lot of people was chiming in on that. A lot of people are upset that Mike's getting in the ring at this age, and they're worried about Mike. I mean, I know me and you've talked about this before. This got really announced, and I had the opinion Jake Paul would sleep Mike if he called him and all this other stuff. But I feel like, man, it's. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what to expect, man, because I know if Mike touch him, Jake gonna go to sleep probably. But if Jake connect, I don't know where Mike's at right now, man. I don't know. I mean, like, hey. I'm leaning towards Jake Paul can sleep Mike, Gus. I don't know why I'm thinking this, man. I don't know why I'm thinking this, man. I'm really leaning towards it.
Hey, Mike don't give you a couple. Mike don't give you a couple of them blunts and stuff that he rolled up there in the ranch. That's what it is. You don't took a couple too many of them hits or something. Because Mike about to put some goddamn work on his ass, man. I'm telling you, the body work he gonna get this man, the uppercuts, man, this dude ain't been in the ring with what he about to happen to him, boy. I know Mike 58, 56, 57, whatever he is, but my God, he about to put a goddamn beating on this boy, man. Like they really gonna be. It's probably gonna be no more YouTube versus real fighter fights after this. I can promise you that one. I can promise you that one. Mike about to beat the hell out of this man.
Hey, man, if it does happen, that'll be like the universe getting set straight. But if Jake Paul knocked Mike Tyson out, man, come on, man. We don't watch this man shot. Man, I remember the first time we watched him knock Nate Robinson out, man. God, that was a great moment. I just hope he don't give us one of those on Mike, man.
If he knocked Mike out, I'm 100% confident that we need to go ahead and see Jake and Canelo in the ring next. I'm 100% confident. If he knocked Mike Tyson out,
don't say that.
I want to see Jake and Canelo.
Don't say that, man.
Fuck David Benavidez. If he stopped Mike, stop him. Wow.
Don't say that, bro. Don't say that, man, because, man, you know Jake might come in there and just throw a crazy one. Just throw a crazy. As soon as the bell rings, man, I don't know what, man, I'm just scared. I'm scared because I know what Mike can do, man. But then I'm scared if, like, Jake really going out there to knock him out, man. Like, Jake it ain't like Jake hit soft. Like, man, he could catch Mike and hurt Mike, and that's not going to be, man, Mike going to be on the internet, man, for life. So, I don't know, man. Yeah.
Mike don't really gain too much besides money. I think it's big. He gonna make some money out of this, but that's all Mike gets out of this. You know, even if he knocks Jake Paul out, I ain't gonna really hype him up and give him, like, I ain't gonna give him too much credit. I expect him to do it. You know, I expect him to do it in dominating fashion. You know, go in there and dominate his ass, start to finish.
I'm gonna hype him up.
You know, Jake might get a hit or two, man.
I'm gonna hype him up just because he's 57, man. And I've just seen Jake knock out 32-year-olds and other great legends. And Mike Tyson at 57 came to show him, like, bro, boxing's a different game. The oldest of our best. And, you know what I'm saying, Mike, you know, he wasn't even the best of the era. He had his little flash when he was like that. But he going to show him, man, like, it's a different sport. But I just feel like if Jake just, you know, it's boxing, man. And Jake hit hard. You just got to touch him. And Mike's already old. Man, I don't think that's, who knows? It'll be crazy. He'll break the internet. The internet will break and shut down if Jake Paul knocked Mike Tyson out, man. I'm telling you.
Hey, Jake knocked Mike Tyson out, boy. I probably stopped doing this show, to be honest, because I don't think about boxing no more at that point. I ain't gonna know what to think about the sport.
Hey, cut it out, man. You don't mean that. He don't mean that, audience. He don't.
I mean it, man. Gonna be
cut it out, man. I'm done.
No, man. It's definitely gonna be in the town. Have you seen the undercard for the fight?
Yeah, Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor, undisputed at 130.
Okay.
No, 135. Undisputed at 135. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I got Amanda. That's my boo right there. Hey, Amanda, if you see this, I'm available, baby. I'm right here to train, all that. But yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
The last time they fought,
that's gonna be interesting.
2002. Huh?
You talking about last time who fought?
Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. It was in like 2002. I think they gave Katie the W, but a lot of people said Amanda won.
Hold on. 2002 or 2022?
I mean, 2022. Yeah, my bad.
Okay.
2022. It was at another Jake Paul event, one of those. But
yeah, I think that was the first time she got that $1 million, and they was hyping up Amanda Serrano getting $1 million.
Yeah, but I think they gave the W to Katie, but now they doing the rematch. But this is for undisputed at 135. I think the last time they fought was 130, maybe, or either Katie didn't have all the belts that she went and collected after the fight. But yeah, and that's a lot of people say, "Oh, it's a clown show." I said, "Man, y'all tripping." I said, "Man, I can't wait till Amanda Serrano or Alicia call out Amanda or something. Let's get that." Y'all be talking to fighters outside of weight classes doing that Ryan Garcia stuff. Like, man, I'm fighting David Benavidez. And no, Alicia, you don't want to fight Calissa. You can go fight Amanda. You can go fight Katie. Smack, man, come on, man, let's get it going. But yeah, I mean, gonna be great. That's all I know. I don't know. There may be another fight under there, but I don't know.
You probably right on that one, man. Yeah, you probably right on that one. But I'm definitely gonna be tuned in, man. Tuned in to the week of boxing. But we definitely gonna get y'all come Sunday. We might end up moving our time back to the nighttime, so look forward to have a PM date this Sunday. I'm gonna try that out, see how that works for y'all. Tune in, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I want to shout out to Elevation Sports for having us as part of the family. Appreciate that. Like I said, this is a makeup show for this past Sunday, so we still will be going on Sunday, probably Sunday night. You can catch me, Gus, at Slugfest_boxing on X, formerly known as Twitter. Rich, what's your handle?
At boxing_RIC 9309803.
Yes, sir. So we will catch y'all Sunday. We're gonna have a jam-packed show. Like I said, we got some more boxing events on the horizon. We're gonna recap what we're seeing this weekend with Usich and Tyson Fury. And we'll see y'all Sunday. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm out.
Peace.